So welcome back, guys. Whoops, let me maximize this screen real quickly. But so I didn't think that I would be bringing you another Exodia dealio until September. But actually, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, was just sort of like maybe discuss, I guess, a little bit about the September ban list, what you might think might show up. Because usually I think it's sometime in August or something that we're able to actually get a feel for what's going to happen on the September ban list. Sort of like a week or so before, in February, we were able to figure out what was on the March 1st ban list. So I was hoping that I would be able to do that also, just sort of get a feel for what you think is going to end up on the ban list. So first of all, elemental dragons are going to be hit for sure. But oh yeah, also I'll do my Exodia deck profile. So this is the updated one where I have Feather of the Phoenix. But the reason why this is actually what gave me the idea of talking about the ban list, because first of all, I'd like to see One Day of Peace go back to 2 at least, but hopefully go back to 3, because besides myself, I don't know anyone that runs a One Day of Peace. Everyone, like, burn decks don't even really run One Day of Peace, and I haven't run into any stall decks like Final Count. Who runs Final Countdown these days, honestly? It's a terrible deck, honestly. But anyway, yeah, so besides Exodia decks, I don't really know anyone that runs a One Day Peace. I ran into one Exodia deck, but he was so slow in trying to get it out. It was ridiculous. He was running Heart of the Underdog. And I was running this, and actually I've got the duel where I was dueling against him. He went, and then I went and won. So it was kind of funny. But anyway, so yeah, I'm hoping that maybe One Day of Peace will go back up. I know a lot of people call me a faggot or something, or noob, or whatever they want to call me, because I like One Day of Peace. Yeah, well, I don't really care, because One Day of Peace is an amazing card and it's not overpowered. So, but I mean, Dark Worlds I don't really think, Dark Worlds I don't think are going to really have any effect on card destruction. I don't think any of the cards in here are going to be affected. Not Pot of Avarice. I don't see Pot of Avarice ever being affected. But I do see Gold Sark being brought down to either 2 or 1 because of Elemental Dragons. Now I'm going to move off of this. But yeah, because Elemental Dragons are just so good with being able to use Golden Sarcophagus, I have a feeling that that will be hit for sure. Yeah. I don't know if the Elemental Dragons themselves will be hit, but so tell me some of your ideas of what you think will be hit. Obviously, Blackluster Soldier's not going to be hit. I've already told you why he won't be hit. Plus, he's coming out in a tin, so that's another reassurance of he's not going to be hit. And I can't really think of anything else at the moment, because I can't really think of any top-tier decks that could be hit besides Prophecies and Elemental Dragons. And what could you possibly hit in Prophecies? Spellbooks? They're not overpowered. I mean, I guess Judgment is a little bit, but honestly, I don't know any Prophecies that run more than 2 Spellbook of Judgments. I guess they could down it to 1, but that's about it. So anyway, this is Exodia, by the way, if you're wondering. So Blue Eyes, the pieces of Exodia, Flamvell Guard, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, White Stone, White Elephant's Gift, One Day of Peace, 3 Trade-ins, 3 Cards of Consonance, 1 Feather of the Phoenix, 1 Pot of Avarice, 3 Upstarts, 1 Card Destruction, 3 Toon Tables, 2 Dark Factories, 2 Magical Stones, 1 Pot of Duality, 3 Super Jews, 2 Hand Destructions, and don't worry about the side deck. But that way I don't have to put a deck list in there. Hopefully no one asks for it. So anyway, let's get on to the replay, shall we? Okay. So first of all, the main reason why I even did this is because I was getting really bored, because 6 Sams still aren't working. Sidekicks are finally fixed, like I said, but I was getting a little bored, and I wanted to see if my Laval Quasar and my Exodia deck were still up to par. And it turns out they are, because as soon as I started using them, I kicked everyone's ass. So that was reassuring, thank God. Okay, this is 6 Sams, obviously. What a queer? What is this? Okay, that's Sidekicks also. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, dude! So many burn decks I've run into these past couple weeks. It's so ridiculous. I don't understand. What is people's obsessions with freaking burn decks? God. Okay, here we go. Here's an FTK, I guess. So yeah, so first things first is always evaluate your hand. So, I mean, this is Exodia, so if you've seen me use it before, you pretty much know my spiel, I suppose. But first, let's see what my opponent was running. He was running dragons. Okay. What type of dragons? Just straight up dragons? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Well, you can probably tell who's going to win this one. So anyway, first things first, card of consonants, the White Stone of Legend, that way you get a Blue Eyes. Now, the reason why you always want to do that is because you would rather get the Blue Eyes by the White Stone's effect rather than draw into that Blue Eyes, preferably. So that's the first thing that you need to do. That way you get a free Blue Eyes to your hand. So White Stone of Legend is a free +1. But it's also because I had 2 trade-ins and now I've got 2 Blue Eyes, so that's a really good deal. So always make sure that if you're trying to use this deck for the first time, make sure you're keeping track of the number of dragons you use. Otherwise you'll kill yourself when you activate Super Rejuve, which is the main draw power. Also, if you have this deck in real life, well, hopefully you bought Super Rejuve like me back before Elemental Dragons came out and they became expensive as hell. Okay, so that's 2 dragons, that's 3 dragons. Now you activate Toon Table of Contents so you can start filtering your deck, because I mean, it's best to do that now. It's best to get all of the Toon Table of Contents out of your deck now, that way you don't draw into another one later. But it turns out, because I already had the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon in my hand, this is now a dead card. But I can get rid of it along with a useless piece of Exodia using Hand Destruction, and that's the whole reason why I have Hand Destruction. So it's actually really quite good that way. And then at this point, what I can do is I can actually use Dark Factory Mass Production, bring back 2 of the Blue Eyes, Magical Stone Excavation, discard those 2 Blue Eyes to get back a trade-in. That would put me at, well, actually, let me show you what I do. I mean, that is what I do, but let me just show you. So now that'll be 4, 5, that's 5 dragons, and then that'll be 6 dragons. Then I Cards of Consonants, so that'll be 7 dragons. Now I summon a piece of Exodia, use White Elephant's Gift, draw 2 more cards. So I'm at 7 dragons so far, right? Okay. Oh, what's that? 8 dragons so far. Okay. So now I want to try putting everything back in the deck, because I've got a couple pieces of Exodia in the grave and I've got a Super Rejuve in my hand, and chances are, with 8 dragons that I've discarded, if I activate 1 Super Rejuve, chances are I'll draw into another Super Rejuve, which is what I would like. And at this point, it would be the safest bet to just put everything in. So 8 dragons so far, right? So if I activated 2 Super Rejuves, that would have me draw 16 cards, right? Well, I can actually put my deck at exactly 16 cards with my Upstart Goblin in 1 Day of Peace. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I thin it down to 16 cards. I mean, yeah, he gets a free draw out of that, but who the fuck cares, because I'm about to win. Then you just go ahead and end your turn, draw 8 cards, draw another 8 cards. Then, now for all those people that don't realize, when it comes to real life, you are allowed to activate, like I could have activated this other Super Rejuve from my hand. So you can activate Super Rejuve in the end phase. Even though technically you're not chaining to anything, you can activate another Super Rejuve if you Super Rejuve into another Super Rejuve. So, for all those people that don't believe me, you can do it. Obviously, I just did it. So yeah, there you go. That's an FTK right there. I mean, this guy didn't even get a chance to play anything. That's a shame. Oh well. Well, it wasn't really important that he play anything anyway. So let's see. Another FTK. So I was dueling against... oh yeah, this guy was running Glads, I think. Although, what the hell? I don't know what this guy... Hold on, let's find out what he was running. Oh, this was the guy that was running the Heart of the Underdog Exodia deck. Yeah, God, I don't know what he was thinking. Nah. But he goes first. Let me swap, because I don't want to look at... First of all, look at this hand, right? So always evaluate your hand. So you've got a trade-in and a Blue Eye, so that's a good starting point right there. Sometimes this deck starts off with shitty hands. I mean, I'd say probably 1 out of 10 times you get a hand that you absolutely can't work with. But it's usually pretty good about, you know, giving you a hand that you can work with. So yeah, so he summons a monster. I mean, what to do? I'm not really interested in attacking him. So okay, so that's 1 dragon. That's 2 dragons. So okay, there was 3 dragons. Okay, and at this point, really, what you want to do is, I've discarded 3 dragons, right? There's nothing really in this hand that will make anything amazing, so what you do is set the Pot of Avarice and Card Destruct to try to filter your deck, right? So I've discarded 3 dragons, always keep track of it. Okay, so next, activate Toon Table of Contents, that way you can filter your deck and add a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon to your hand. Okay, now you activate the 1 Day of Peace, of course, because it'd be foolish not to. Activate Upstart Goblin, actually Upstart into an Upstart, yeah. So I've actually done that before. So yeah, now Pot of Avarice, put everything back. Remember, I've discarded only 3 dragons. Okay. Hold on, let me make sure it was only 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 3 dragons. So now what I can do at this point is I could, yeah. See, you can even summon Flamvell Guard, not just a piece of Exodia, and activate White Elephant's Gift. Now the reason why this is okay is because I do have another tuner in my hand, just in case if I draw into a card of consonants, so it's alright. So now this does not count towards Super Rejuve because it doesn't say tribute a non-effect monster, it says send, so unfortunately. Then activate Pot of Duality, and I've got really nothing, so I just add the Upstart to my hand, and I'm like, okay, please give me something. Please give me something! Because so far I've only discarded 3 dragons, right? So I need something. For the love of God, give me something. And actually, the Magical Stone Excavation works because I do have a Dark Factory. So here's what I do. I discard the White Stone and the Blue Eyes to get a trade in, because that White Stone will actually add a Blue Eyes from my deck to my hand, giving me a +1 in that case. So add that. So I just discarded 2 more dragons, right? So that's 3, 4, 5 dragons now. Then I'm about to do 6 dragons. So there's 6 dragons. And then at this point, what I can do is just, I'll draw 6 cards from this Super Rejuve, and hopefully I'll Super Rejuve into another Super Rejuve. So then I'll just activate that one. So I would draw 12 cards, hopefully. So end my turn. So draw 6 cards. I drew into a Super Rejuve, thank God. Then I'll activate that Super Rejuve from my hand. Now the reason why this is the only quick play spell card that can be activated during the end phase without chaining to something is because it's during the end phase of the turn that this is activated. It just says because of the something about the end phase or something. That's all I remember, is that Super Rejuve is special in that way. But yeah, so I actually can activate a hand destruction in this particular case because I've got another Super Rejuve that I could. You have to say that you're going to activate the Super Rejuve or something, and then you say that you activate hand destruction and chain to that Super Rejuve. So obviously I could activate hand destruction, discard 2 useless cards, and draw the 2 remaining cards that I need, which actually has a piece of Exodia in it. So activate the hand destruction and draw the 2 pieces of the 2 cards, which has a piece of Exodia, and there you go. I don't even have to discard because the chain ended. So that's another FTK with this guy. He was probably like, holy shit, let me get a copy of that deck, please, or something. I don't know. I mute everyone that I face, so yeah. Anyway, so this duel actually is pretty amazing because I didn't even know how I pulled this off. I was just winging it when I did this. But I mean, this is my first duel that I tested out against Jarvis. I was like, huh, let me see if Exodia still works. Apparently it does, so it was all good. So I draw, first things first, cards of consonants, the White Stone, so that way you can add a Blue Eyes to your hand, and then use trade in on the Blue Eyes. So that's the smartest thing you do, because now you just add a +1 to your hand. That's perfect. So that's 1 dragon, that's 2 dragons, 1 Day of Peace, okay, Upstart, and then that's 3 dragons. Okay, that's 4 dragons. Alright, so use Pot of Dualities, Luck. Doesn't matter really what you add. But I've discarded 4 dragons so far, right? So now I can Magical Stone Excavation. 5 dragons. Activate Dark Factor of Mass Production. Okay, so that makes it now 6 dragons. Okay, so what can I do again? Actually, I'm not sure what I do at this point. It's 6 dragons, so just keep track of that. Alright. Okay, 6 dragons. Okay, so there'll be 9 dragons. Alright, 9 dragons. Okay, immediately activate Toon Table of Contents. So that's 9 dragons. 10 dragons. Okay. It's Arthur 10 Dragon. No, I'm just kidding. 10 dragons. So then I discard 2 useless cards like the piece of Exodia and the Toon Table of Contents. Because I really don't want to try to exceed more than 10 dragons discarded. Because look how many cards I have left in my deck. I'll need a miracle. And actually what I'm going for is a Pot of Avarice. That way I can start putting cards back into my deck. That way I don't over Super Rejuve. So I'll get rid of a piece of Exodia and Toon Table. Okay, and I didn't get it unfortunately. So I'm like, okay, well I have to activate the cards of Consonance. So that'll be 11 dragons. And I got my Pot of Avarice that I needed. I'm like, yes. So unfortunately I'll draw 11 cards. And I'm thinking to myself, well, fuck. There's only one way I could possibly save myself at this point, and that is if I activate Pot of Avarice, I'll put 5 cards back into my deck and draw 2 of them. So that's essentially putting 3 cards back into my deck. That'll put me at 9. What I'm hoping for is to draw a Feather of the Phoenix, and actually I do draw a Feather of the Phoenix, which is lucky. But I was trying to think, now what could I do with that Feather of the Phoenix? So I put all pieces of Exodia back in, I draw that Feather of the Phoenix, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, even if I activated Feather of the Phoenix, that would make it 10 cards in my deck, but I need 11 somehow. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute. What if I put Pot of Avarice back at the top of my deck? So, that's exactly what I do. Useless Super Rejuve, just discard it, put Pot of Avarice right back at the top of my deck. Then what I can activate is Hand Destruction, discard these 2 pieces of Exodia to draw that Pot of Avarice and another random card. And then I can put those pieces back of Exodia back into my deck just by activating Pot of Avarice again. So here's what will happen. So I draw 2 cards, right? Now I've got 8 cards in my deck. I put back 5, draw 2. That makes it exactly 11 cards, which means all I would have to do is end my turn, and bam! That's automatically you draw your entire deck. So that's exactly what I do. Draw 2 cards. Now I do have 11 cards. So what do? End my turn, draw all 11 cards, discard all of the pieces that aren't Exodia, and that's game. Pretty much. It's insane, but that's game. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much how Exodia works. So just put in the comments section some of the cards that you think might actually get hit on the ban list. I'm hoping that I mean, Mermaid Atlanteans are sort of dying out, but maybe Dragoons will get hit this time. I don't think that Big Eye or what's it called, Draco Sack will be hit because I mean 3 is not necessary. You could run 2 and get away with it. So I don't know what they're going to do with extra deck type material. It's been a while since they've banned something from that. Actually, I take it back. They banned Zen Mighty. Last ban list. But before that, well, actually, no, they banned Bryo, the ban list before that. And banned Goyo, the ban list before. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I guess they try to hit at least 1 extra deck per ban list. Perhaps. I'm not sure. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much Exodia. I mean, I think that's it. Yeah, next time I'll bring you my Lavo Quasar deck, pretty much, because that's also an extremely fun deck. See, the thing about this Exodia deck is, look at the cards that I'm running. If you bought Super Rejuve back before it was expensive as shit, this is a $50 deck. I mean, literally, it is cheap as shit. Everything in here is common that you can get. I mean, even the secret rare version of Feather of Phoenix is like $1. The most expensive cards in this deck are going to be the pieces of Exodia, and you could probably get all the pieces of Exodia from. You could probably get the appendages of Exodia from the Dark Beginnings for like maybe $5, $6, $7 altogether, and then the head. I don't know where you could get the head from, but it's really cheap. Pot of Duality's cheap now. Hand Destruction's like $3 actually. He's kind of expensive for some reason. Upstart's not too bad. Trade-In is actually kind of expensive. He's like $3. I don't know why. I got really lucky with my deal. But yeah, this is like a $50 deck. So you don't even need to worry about that. And then Quasar is not that expensive either. But and I run cheap decks for a reason, because I'm poor. That's the reason. I mean, Card Car went down in price significantly, so I actually bought 3 of them for 20 bucks from Battle Pack 2. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I will talk to you all in the future, and thanks for watching. So see ya.